I'm Ashton Addison from Blockwest Capital for InvestmentPitch Media and the Crypto Coin Show. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Nicolo Stöhr, the CEO of the CfC St. Moritz Crypto Conference. Nicolo, welcome to the show, and thank you for taking the time to be here.
Thank you very much, Ashton, for having me.
I'm very excited to dive into what your team has been working on with the conference in Switzerland coming up at the beginning of next year. I would love for you to give a little bit of background on CfC St. Moritz, what your team has planned, and a little bit about the conference to start.
Of course, thank you very much. So the CfC St. Moritz Crypto Finance Conference exists since 2017. So we founded in 2017 in the first Bitcoin craze, we call it. And we saw that there is not really a conference that points out that the questions of investors. So we decided to be that conference. So our main audience are investors, ultra high net worth individuals, institutional investors, family office and funds. We have 250 people coming to the conference, and it's an application only conference for 3 days just before the World Economic Forum in Davos.
Great. And yeah, I was looking back in the past for CFC in 2017. It seems like your team has just been growing ever since then. And of course, the industry has been growing hugely, especially in 2021 so far. This year, I expect your conference to probably be the most impactful yet for 2022, and timing it with the World Economic Forum. There's always big names moving to Switzerland around that time. And it looks like your team has really done something interesting with the conference, having smaller amount of people at the conference, really important high net worth individuals, people that could potentially make huge impact into the crypto space single-handedly. Maybe you can talk about how you've positioned CFC as opposed to other regular crypto conferences that are going on around the world.
Yeah, so for us, quality is everything, right? That means also that quality has to do with the amount of people that we attract. So we don't want to be a conference with 5,000 people, because quality means that if you meet people, you need time to get to know them and to talk about different things, interests, and so on. So that's why we kept the number at 250, to guarantee that the right people, or like high quality people, are talking to each other. We have an application only approach. That means that people that want to be part of the conference have to register, have to apply for the conference, and the board committee then selects the people based on the people we have already at the conference and on their background. And that's what is different, I think, to other conferences. One more point is we are a content-only conference. That means that we have no pitches on stage. It's only about content, because our main audience, like the target audience, the investors, want to know what is happening. So we bring together the traditional world with the new world, the platform where crypto is discussed, and investors can benefit of that. And besides that, of course, you have 3 days where you can meet the industry experts, other investors, and just build a nice network.
Yeah, that's great to know. And it's nice to hear that it's content focused, not just pitches as well. And there's so much to catch up on. They say that if you're not struggling to keep up in crypto, then you're not looking hard enough, or you're not paying attention, because there's just so much information. And I'm sure since the conference started in 2017, the topics and the different innovations that are coming out in the industry have changed a lot, especially in the last 2 years. Maybe you can talk about the main focus on the content for this 2022 edition.
Yeah, of course. So we have a 3 days conference, and these 3 days are defined in 3 blocks. So on the first day, we have the macro perspective discussions. So we are going to talk about institutional adoption of crypto, regulation, CBDCs, challenges for the industry like custody, liquidity, or mining. That's on the first day on a really global macro, level. Then on the second day, we will have the micro discussions. So we talk about more investment strategies, NFTs, DeFi, and also banking, of course, because that's also affected. And in a world or in a country where you have a lot of banks like Switzerland, we have to talk about that. And on the third day, you can visit workshops and roundtables, which are talking about topics that have been discussed on the first 2 days. So it's a nice program for participants to learn something on the first 2 days and then to deep dive on the third day. And in regards to topics that we are discussing, as I said, it's pretty broad because we want to tackle on different topics. But of course, on the second day, we have a bigger NFT and the bigger DeFi block.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah, that's great to hear. And yeah, there are so many topics, and I'm curious if your team is also looking to focus part of the conference on the regulations that are coming in, because there are a lot of different jurisdictions that are making different discussions around regulations, and with the amount of institutional capital coming into the industry and the kind of audience that's going to be going to CFC, I'm curious if they're going to be focused on talking about regulation as well and how you're incorporating that into the event.
Yeah, of course. And that's, you talked about, there are a lot of topics that changed since 2017. Regulation is a topic that stays, and we have that since the beginning, right? Because it's something that has to be solved, or where you have to find a solution. So we have on the first day, on the macro day, we are going to talk about regulation on a global level. We will have Eva Kaile from the European Parliament. She wrote the blockchain resolution. We'll have SDX. They had 3 years now of getting the approval from the FINMA. And then we will have someone from the Asian part and from the US joining that discussion. And on the second day, on the DeFi block, we will also have some discussions about, well, how to regulate DeFi, right? Should you not? If you do it, how should you do it? So we have regulation as topics in our agenda.
That's great, especially having the Parliament available at the conference as well. And I'm curious if there's any other speakers or what kind of speakers you're bringing to the conference to talk about these different topics.
Yeah, so for us, it's really important that we are seen, or we perceive ourselves as a platform, right? Where the traditional world is meeting the new world. They're discussing topics, and you as an investor, you can listen to that and say, okay, I know now after 3 days more or less in which direction it goes. So for us, it's important. We have, for example, John Candley from the Bank of England. He's going to joining the CBDC panel together with Thomas Moser from the Swiss National Bank, and Michael Sang, who is advising the Chinese government on that topic. So that's more the traditional world. On the other side, we have people like Stani Kulichov from Aave, Gavin Wood, Michael Sunshine, Melton Demirours from the New World, and many more, of course, talking about other topics and how they see the industry. And that's what we try to be. So we really want to bring together these two worlds and tell them, hey, discuss about what is happening and let us know what you think about that.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. No, that's a great addition, having people like Gavin Wood, as well as the regulatory people from traditional banking as well, and from government, all coming together for a common purpose. So that is great to hear. And what do you think the investors should be getting out of the conference? When you've completed it, you consider CFC a success. What do you see these high net worth individuals taking away as they move into going back to investing into crypto throughout 2022?
Well, there are different things they take away. So first of all, there is a personal knowledge transfer from the industry experts to them, right? So besides having the opportunity to listen to people on stage, you can meet them actually, because everyone is staying in Switzerland at our venue. It's not that they come, speak, and go away as you see at many other conferences. They stay 3 days there because, well, it's a beautiful venue, it's a beautiful valley. Can go skiing besides the conference and so on. So that's the first thing. So you can learn a lot, and you can get to know the people personally. And that leads me to the second point. You can build a really interesting network there. So because you have the opportunity, because we are just 250 people and everybody's staying there, you have a lot of time to just meet people, be it in the room where speeches are held, or besides on the socializing events or on the slopes and so on. So you can create a really good network. And that one leads to the other, in the sense of, if you build your network and you want to invest, you know people now from the conference who you can contact or reach out to if you have a question, right? So that's what people take away. increase their knowledge about the industry and create contacts or like connect to people that could be valuable in the future. And I think these 2 points are really important. And because it's in such a special setting, they just feel, how do you say, the atmosphere is really relaxed.
Definitely. Yeah, I would love to go to a crypto conference and then go skiing afterwards with the speakers. That sounds amazing, Nicolo.
Thank you.
And so you've coordinated this with the World Economic Forum, which is in January or February. Maybe you can talk about the timing of when the event is actually happening and where.
Of course, so we are not officially coordinating something with the World Economic Forum, so that would be, well, we're existing since 4 years. We just put our, how you say, the dates for our conference. We just put it 1 week before the World Economic Forum, because we really think that in the long term, it could be interesting for people going to Davos, also first come to our conference, learn, like have a really deep dive for 3 days in the, how do you say, in the industry of crypto and blockchain, and then go afterwards to Davos, because we are in St. Moritz. Davos is 1 hour away. I mean, St. Moritz is really beautiful. Davos is beautiful, but if you have been to St. Moritz once, yeah, you don't want to change it. And then you have really the opportunity to be within, I would say, 1.5 weeks. You learned everything you need to know about crypto, and you met the people and learned in Davos. So that's, I think, a really interesting package.
Very cool, Nicolo. And there's still a couple of months in preparation leading up to the event in the beginning of the year. What does your team have to do to prepare to ensure that this is a successful event?
Well, I think for us it's important, and that's what I said at the beginning, to ensure quality, right? So quality in everything, reaching out to speakers, reaching out to partners, participants, take care of what they need, support them with everything, and just ensure that everything is going the way that they are used to and that they expect. And that's what we are doing now every day. And yeah, that's what we are working on.
Great. And if the viewers are looking to learn more about who's speaking, what they're talking about, and just more information about the event, what's the best way for them to learn more?
I would say our website sums up everything in a really good way. So if you are on our website, you see who speaks. We'll update the agenda next week. So you're going to see the topics and the people that are speaking about certain topics. So the website is the best way to find out about the conference and what we're doing there.
Sounds great, Nicolo. Well, I will leave the link to the website for the conference in the description box below. And any other information as well that the audience may need to learn more about CFC St. Moritz. All the best with preparing for the rest of the conference, the rest of 2021, into CFC St. Moritz and into Davos. And I hope that we get to connect after that and follow up in the near future.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time, also, and for the opportunity to be there and here.